Hey, welcome. Thanks so much for joining me. Today, I want to talk to you about being your own hero and being your own champion. And what that means is to be your own source of support, to where no matter what you're going through, you know you have someone who's got your back, who's on your side, and is willing to do whatever it takes to make sure that you're cared for, and how to make sure that that person is you. So, if you know me and my work at all, or have ever had a conversation with me about any of this stuff, uh, what you'll know is that what I often tell people is that if you've got some difficulty in your life, chances are there's some part of you that wants it to be that way, and that part of you is scared, and it's why it's holding your life the way it is. It's why it's keeping you within your comfort zone, no matter how uncomfortable that may actually be. And what I always tell people is that that part of you needs to be cared for. It needs to be listened to. It needs to be nurtured and allowed to become its most healthiest version of itself. Just like anybody else. If you're scared, you need someone to listen to you, to care for you, to give you whatever it is you need in the moment to bring you back to health. And I'd been going through a month, 2 months, maybe even 3 months of really intense struggle with the project that I'm working on. I do sales for one of my mentors, and the leadership sales program that they put me through was just so intense and so rigorous and had me needing to become someone I'd never been before. And it was really hard for me. I kept struggling. I kept getting on these sales phone calls and just kept failing, feeling like I was letting everybody down, letting myself down, wondering where my money's going to come from, dedicating so much time, effort, and energy into this project and just not having it work out. And throughout the entire process, I knew that I needed to care for myself. I knew that, all of these things were going to come up for me, and that I needed to hold space for all of my fears and all of my discomfort and my anger and give it a voice. And so I did that. And it went on for so long that I really had to embrace this process. And one thing I learned is that it's one thing to listen to yourself, to listen to these voices, to give them a safe space to communicate with themselves or to communicate with you and tell you what they're all about. But then there comes a certain time where you need to act, where these parts of you need to know that you have their back, or you're willing to do whatever it takes to make sure that they're happy, that they're cared for, and that their needs are being stood up for, whatever that means. This shows up in holding appropriate boundaries. This shows up in caring for yourself and standing up for yourself, knowing what you need in any given moment and taking a stand for it. The more you listen to these lost parts of yourselves that may be causing you some trouble, the more you nurture them and powerfully stand up for them, the more they're able to give you and lend you their power. And so I wanted to share that with you in hopes that when you feel fear, instead of getting angry at it or pushing it away, what you'll see is a part of you that needs support, and that you can dedicate yourself to figuring out what it is it needs, giving it space to tell you all about itself and what it really needs. And then once you know, you can step into your power and make sure that that need gets met in the healthiest way possible, so that you can be the healthiest version of yourself possible and really be your whole integrated self. Well, I hope this helps. I hope this makes sense. I hope this inspires you. And if you feel like you want to talk about this a little bit more, there's a link down at the bottom of the page where you can click to get in contact with me, and I'd be happy to talk to you about this stuff more. I'm Chris Orozco, and I'll see you next time.